Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special post-season interview show with one of your favorites, Miranda. We are going to get into all of the circle chat and drama on this show, but this is, of course, the backup. You guys should have watched us do this show over on TV Co. That is where we do all of our reality TV shows live. Make sure that you guys download the app, yourrealityrecaps.com/TVCo, so that you can interact live with chat, ask your questions, get alerted when we go live. It is all of the fun of the shows is being there live. So make sure that you guys check these shows out when we do them live over in the TV Co app. But yes, of course, they're also here as a backup after. So if you are watching them on our website, yourrealityrecaps.com, make sure you check out all of our content. Our shows about Amazing Race, Survivor, Big Brother, our Bravo recaps. So much here all around the website. If you are watching in YouTube, don't forget, thumbs up and subscribe. Hit the bell so that you're alerted every time that we go live. Leave a comment below, or if you are listening in iTunes or a podcast provider, give us a 5-star rating and a nice review. That, as well as sharing on social media, liking our stuff, putting it in places where maybe people would like it but don't know it exists that you know about. So I don't mean like the Pornhub chat rooms, like that's not great, but maybe you're in like a Facebook group. Put it over there. That is helpful. Tell a friend, a family member. We can't thank you guys enough for supporting our shows. Of course, if you would like to financially support our shows, consider becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. Patrons get access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, weekly shows just for patrons, and so much more. That's yourrealityrecaps.com/patron, or you could always do one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. That being said, we gotta jump right into the show, so take it away, Eric and Nicole. Hey everybody, and welcome to our post-season circle interviews with myself, Nicole, and Miranda. How are you doing, Nicole?
I'm doing super-duper well.
Amazing. We just want to let you guys know really quickly, for the questions for this show, you can go ahead, you can leave them in the chat room. We have people gathering the questions. If you want me to pull them up on the screen, you can tweet anyone. It doesn't matter. Tweet your grandma. Just make sure you have hashtag YRR in the tweet.
Grandma will appreciate it.
But make it appropriate for grandma.
Yeah.
Just make sure you have hashtag YRR.
Unless grandma's into that, then you know.
What is your grandma into, Nicole?
Oh, my grandma passed away.
So did mine.
Oh.
Well, this show took a turn. Anyway, make sure that you click the 3 little dots at the top of the app, share the show, let everybody know that we are live right now because we have to bring in the lady that you all are here to meet. It's Miranda!
Yay!
Miranda, welcome to Circle Chat. Is this giving you PTSD?
A little bit, honestly. I felt my heart rate go up, but
Oh no.
There is no circle voice. It's just like bings and bongs. Or there wasn't even any bings and bongs, was there?
I mean, just the alert.
Yes. How could you forget? Alert! Alert!
You summoned it. Was there a noise with the alert? Did you guys really get the alert noise? Because that would scare me.
Honestly, it's hard to remember. It seems so long ago already. But in my head, I want to say that it was there from watching, it on Netflix. But I don't think it was.
I would prefer it not be there. I don't know that I could just handle like being in my apartment, like, oh, this is a great day, and then I would like duck and cover.
Oh, really, though? Yeah, I'm super clumsy. I'd probably slip my feet from under myself and something dramatic.
Well, Miranda, we have tons of questions from your fans for you. This show is all about your fans getting to ask their questions. Of course, Nicole and I will have a few for you as well. I just wanted to get the question out of the way that I am sure you're being asked nonstop. And it is, like, how are you and Joey? When are you getting married? Has he proposed yet?
Why?
Are you
What's
going to have
happening?
babies? What is your wedding song going to be? Blah, 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 blah. No, I'm going to take it from Kara in chat wants to know, has Joey taken you out on the date he promised yet?
So yeah, he has actually. We've seen each other a few times, and yeah, I mean, mostly I can say is we've gotten a lot of food together. Nothing crazy, A lot of people I think expect this $100,000 date, and dates aren't so much about money. It's the quality time. So yeah, we've been to a few places for food.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely. That's so sweet. I love that.
this is very important. Can you tell us what the place is for food?
Depends on which time, I mean,
Well, the first time, where is the first? Because Miranda, we're in a fight, by the way, you and I. I don't
oh,
know if you're aware that Joey was my boyfriend from the first moment I saw him, and I was crushing on him, and then he goes and kisses Miranda.
I think a lot of people were. I do get a lot of messages that are like, "Joey's my husband. Back
Oh
off."
my god.
I am.
I believe it.
Yeah, we love
I
it.
do.
No, so I just saw chat was saying, so we want to know the mind of Joey for a moment and what Joey would likes to eat.
So I'm pretty sure the first time was a place called Saddle Ranch.
Oh.
And it sounds silly, but it was the food was amazing. It was a super cool experience, and then it was really sweet. Someone that worked there actually gave us like a free little s'mores plate. So then
Oh.
we got to sit by the fire and roast some s'mores, and it was super cool.
Oh, that is super cool. So,
I
I
love
mean,
that.
bottom line, because I feel like this show is about you, Miranda. It's about your, fans asking
Yeah.
their questions to you about your game. So, basically, we get it. Everything is all good with you and Joey. We can move on from Joey questions because we want to know about Miranda and Miranda's game.
All right, let's do it. I'm here for it.
All right, perfect.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Nicole.
Okay, so we'll start with our question from Golden Hermit, and I'm very curious to know this. Not being one of the original 8 was a huge disadvantage. Were you given, if you could answer this, any control as to when you would move into the circle?
Oh no, absolutely no control whatsoever. I mean, you don't even know that you're going in until the morning of or hours before. So it's kind of just like a
Oh,
waiting game. But yeah, I do agree. It was a little bit of a disadvantage. And, if I was one of the first 8, maybe things would have been different. You do build that bond with one another.
mhm.
We're like, we're the first, block everybody else out type
Yep,
of sentiments.
absolutely.
I mean, Nicole and I were saying that as we were watching. We felt like it was kind of unfair to all the players that came in late, because it's very
Yep.
easy for that original group to, even in an unspoken way, just be like, we're always going to have each other's back. We're always going to rank ourselves higher than any new person that comes in. And then you guys really don't have any chance.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, that's the way the cookie crumbles, you know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
also the first season for us too. So we were like thrown in there like wolves.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what to expect or how to act or what to do.
Would you do anything different? I see Yanisa was asking, how did coming in late affect your game? I know you kind of answered that, but is there anything that you would do different now, knowing what you know?
Oh, probably. I mean, one thing I noticed when I'm watching it back is that I'm a very sarcastic person, and that doesn't translate well through a screen.
Yep.
So I probably think a bit more before I was speaking, and same with that flirty aspect that I was super excited to get
Mhm.
in there and use as my strategy. I probably wouldn't do that either. I think people were taking it the wrong way. So
Mhm.
That's
So now,
weird.
when you walked in like a little bit later, did you think like, okay, I can use like this strategy and this flirting, and I'll be able to infiltrate? Or when you walked in late, were you like, oh gosh, this is gonna be a tough group to get into?
I mean, I still it's tough to think because I also have, that flirty side of me, and then I have, my very intimate and deep past that I wanted to share as well. And it was
Yep.
really hard to find a balance for that. But I think I wanted to stick to my strategy because I like making people feel good. People like to feel good. And with my personality, sometimes flirting is the way that I do that. So I was still kind of sticking with that strategy and didn't realize how it could hurt me.
I mean, I have to say, like, I don't feel that you came off as sarcastic on the show. I think Nicole and I felt like you were, like, we understood you because of your story, like, when you shared. I mean, not at first, I have to say, and I will take the fall for this, Nicole.
I'll take it as well.
On that episode when because Nicole and I would, like, watch it live with everybody, and you were like, oh, I'm just sad. I miss home. And Nicole and I were like, oh, it's been 4 minutes. This is ridiculous. And then you were like, because, of the way that I grew up. And then Nicole and I were like, take that back. Start that. Edit that now. Edit that out of the whole. We didn't know.
That's okay. I mean, everyone has their own story, like, and not many people do know. Same with, Sammy and her upbringing. People are so quick to judge a book by its cover. I was too. So, yeah, no hard feelings.
I mean,
and I think that was such a turning point for me and Eric, and we both agreed on this. Like, hearing you open up about your past, and not that someone's past should affect how you think about them, but you opening up about it and being so raw about it made us respect you more as a player in the game. And do you sort of feel that you should have opened up about that to more people aside from just Joey? Or did you open up to other people?
Absolutely, and I wish I could, but like sometimes in the game, your schedule in your mind doesn't really get to be executed as you want it to be. And actually, something that wasn't shown, I did get to open up to Shuby. I got to open up to Shuby, and it was like right before I was blocked. So him and I started talking about family, and he was the only other person. Oh, there he is. He's the only other person that I got that personal with. So I was a bit more hurt, thinking, this person opened up to me and they've been kind. I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe he will save me. I opened up to him and I'm kind. No.
I mean, if there is a positive, and I'm sure there are many positives that have come out of the show for you, but I think that your story and getting to share it with a Netflix audience is so powerful and inspirational to a lot of people. So, I mean, I know just a lot of people in general have said to us or said, make sure that Miranda knows that sharing her story meant a lot to us and it was inspirational. So I want to pass that message on to you as well.
Oh, well, thank you. And I do get it's amazing, a lot of love and feedback in my messages of people that are relating and have the same stories. And for them to feel that I can be an inspiration to not be ashamed of their story is probably one of the best feelings or outcomes that I could have had from this.
Right. I want to take a question from Lake Effects Plan. You actually got this from a lot of people. Wants to know, what catfish shocked you the most?
Honestly, I mean, Rebecca, like I wasn't there to find out that she was a catfish while I was playing, but I did really think up until that last moment, even when I was trying to decide who to go see, I really had no feeling at all that Rebecca wasn't who she said she was. So I think that was definitely the most shocking. I was like, wow, I usually trust my gut feeling, but I'm not listening to that anymore.
And on the topic of catfish, and Yesenia brought this up, and I find it very interesting. What was your reaction to a lot of people thinking you were a catfish because your tattoos didn't add up and one picture had it and the other picture didn't? Like, what's your reaction to seeing that?
It's honestly so silly to me. It's tough, right? But I'm also one of those people. There's some of us out there that just look different in every single photo. Even if it's the 5 photos I take in one day, I look so different, So I can understand that, but it also like makes my head turn to think like, you don't think I could have gotten a tattoo after this photo was taken, And I get a lot of people ask me that too. Like, are they stupid? No, they're not stupid, but your mind is all over the place when you're in the game anyways. So you just want to think of any calculation that this person can't be who they said they were, because it somehow turned into a game of let's fish out the catfish,
There we go.
I think Nicole turned to me at that point and she said, Eric, did you know that when people are born, they don't have the tattoos? And I went, no, I did not. And then she explained the whole birthing process to me, and I've been changed for forever. I want to take a question over from Twitter, and I'm not going to read your dirty Twitter name. I'm just going to call you someone who likes camping wants to know. Miranda, I was a big fan of you on the show. Besides yourself, who else did you really enjoy watching on the show, and who are you close with now?
I really enjoyed watching Sammy. Like, I feel like she's a lot of women's spirit animals, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed watching Sammy and Joey. I love how obnoxious he is, and probably just because I know him now. So they were really entertaining to watch. I mean, and Chris. Chris needs his own show. Like, he just needs his own Netflix show where he can just talk shit and obnoxious things all day long. So they were probably the most entertaining to me. But, I mean, we're all pretty close with one another. But Joey and I, of course, are most definitely the closest. He's someone who I can call about anything, anytime. It could be 4 a.m. It could be, late at night. And him and I really have built and formed this unbreakable connection that I know I'll have him in my life for life.
Right. I love that. I do love that.
I've never thought I could find someone like that I really can feel I can call family.
Oh, I do love hearing that. Let me take another question from chat it's from Stefasham, who wants to know, what was the most challenging part of the game for you?
Oh, that's tough to say. The most challenging part of the game, I don't know, was probably figuring out how to build the connections, or who do I need to talk to first, and what are other people's strategies and angles. It was just hard to, again, you can't always talk to the people you want to talk to. So the hardest part was trying to strategize who will be most important to get to know first. Mm-hmm. I think that was the most difficult.
In regard to who to talk to first, Yesenia also said, did spying on the party chat really help you? Like, when you were just observing them interacting, did that really help you decide who you're going to talk to first, who you're going to try to connect with?
Absolutely, it did. Because again, Mercedes, I feel like her and I's humor was very similar. So it's okay, at least there's someone in this chat that I'll be able to relate to, or that can relate to me. Yeah. And I got to, see everyone's personalities a little bit, or their pretend personalities. So it kind of helped me to be able to move forward from there. And I don't know. Yeah, it was interesting. Everyone was very open in that chat. Expected a lot of never have I ever. So I was like, I'm glad I'm not playing, because I'd be out.
We love a never have I ever game. I see Craig's is asking, and so is Heather Hampshire, kind of the same questions. Do you regret anything you said in the game, or is there anything you would change about your time in the circle that you think might have gotten you further? So talking to a certain person more, flirting with people more or less. I'll start there.
Yeah. I definitely think I wouldn't flirt as much, even though that's a part of my personality. I feel like, again, I was pushing it more. Mm-hmm. So I probably wouldn't flirt as much. And
we loved it.
I called Sammy out as the catfish when I did. I was trying to be playful and sarcastic, and it did not come off that way. And I think it bit me in the ass at the end. Exactly.
You're a catfish. We loved it. We loved it when you were calling it. But I mean, you were calling it out for the best, reason. It was kind of supposed to be the compliment when it was
I wanted to use it to my advantage, and she was not having it.
No. Aww. Well, you were the new girl.
I know. Nobody likes a new girl.
Right.
Aw. I have a question from Rachel Ann that I absolutely adore. It says, what did you learn most about yourself in the game? You struck me as a person who everything you go through, you learn from it and you build yourself. What do you think you learned most?
Most about myself from the experience? Probably just that, I mean, after the end of watching everything, that it is important to stay true to who I am because people will love you for just you, you know?
Mhm.
Like people were so upset for people being catfishes. They just wanted everyone to be real and themselves. But again, it's a game. But yeah, I definitely feel that I'm still just more confident within myself to know that people will love me for me.
I
Oh, that's
think
wonderful.
I think that was like a good point that Nicole brought up as when we were watching these too. It seemed like the people that were genuinely being themselves seemed to be the ones that got targeted. And the people, not that anyone was being fake, but the people that were more playing the game a little
Yes.
bit harder or not seemed to be able to get by. Did you guys feel like in that game, it was better or worse to be yourself?
I mean, it just depends on your personality, I guess. You know, like me, I'm very honest and very forward. And that didn't help me in there, even though I was being myself. But then again, same with the flirty aspect of it. Joey flirted just as much as me, if not more.
Yeah.
But people view us so differently. I'm the super thirsty one, and he's just Joey. So,
Right.
yeah, I think it just depends on your personality, really, because I think it did help in the end to be yourself. I mean, because 4 out of the 5 finalists were honest and truly themselves.
Yeah. I mean, and it also seemed like almost everybody was playing like a nice, friendly game where everybody was respecting each other, and the more
Hmm.
honest and loyal you were, that kind of got you forward. And that's different. We don't normally see that a lot in reality TV, I feel like right now. I think it will be interesting to see next season
Yes,
if people
absolutely.
now play it more cutthroat.
Absolutely. Yeah, I
Because
mean, again, we were the ones thrown to the wolves. We didn't have much of an idea of what's going on. So I think this next season, people will learn from what we did.
right. I
And
want to
Miranda,
see.
do you think? Oh, sorry, Eric.
No,
Do
go
you
ahead,
think
go.
that in future seasons, like when people go to rank, it's going to be more so based on, oh, I'll bump this person down so I can beat them, versus, oh, I love this person.
Yeah, maybe honestly, because I think again they took this game and made it their own,
Hmm.
and instead of doing a strategic way of this person's great, we should vote them off because everyone loves them
Yeah.
and the money. It's like this person's great, let's keep them
Hmm.
because they're building these friendships and relationships. So it was kind of like a social experiment, a mental test. But hopefully I don't know, hopefully it'll be different next time and maybe get a little more dirty and get rid of the people
Yeah.
that are popular.
Yeah. I never understood it. I didn't understand why when people like Shuby like kept coming in first, kept coming in first. I mean, we saw
Yep.
Mercedes say stuff like, or to Anthony, you know, we're not going to, like, I don't need to help you. You're ranking higher than me. I always thought like the high ranking people would always flip to the bottom next week. But no, you guys just all liked each other, which is in a way refreshing to see
Yeah.
on a show.
Really though, I honestly think there's no other show that's been like it before. And how many times do you see a game show, reality show, where the whole cast members are so excited for the person that won, even though it's not them?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like you see
Very
that.
true.
Mhm.
Well, that actually leads to a question, which of course now I lost. Oh no, it's from Jess M, and she says, "What do you think it was about Joey that put him in the situation he was in to win this game?" So, what do you think it was about Joey that made him the winner of this game?
Well, he just always welcomed everybody with open arms. Sorry, open arms, and like no matter who was in the chat, you know, he was supporting every single person in their own way. I don't remember negative things coming out of his mouth ever, unless it was something that had to, you know, like the anonymous game or something like that. And even then, he was the only one that owned up to his negative comment. You
Hmm.
know,
This is
so
true.
again, he was honest, he was himself, and he loved every single person in there, and I think that helped.
Did it surprise you when he owned up to that? Like, was that something that shocked you when, like watching it back and seeing his kind of thought process behind it?
It did. And they didn't show much of me there because I was so angry. Like, that was the only negative comment that I put. And it wasn't that crazy. I said poser, But I was so upset that Mercedes would try to call people out because, I was in the wrong. I was saying something mean. And before I had made that comment, I was contemplating, like, should I just stay nice? I'm like, no, it's anonymous. Let me just play around a little bit. And then Joey has to go and be the man. This is what I said. And I'm like, shit. Like, now this is process of elimination. Now they know these few people said these bad things because this idiot owned up to it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Nicole.
So I have to ask this as a BB alum, and a lot of your fans are asking it, but I'll take it from Lindsay. She said, are you interested in going on any other reality TV shows, whether it be Big Brother, The Challenge, Survivor?
So I actually don't watch much reality TV, so I don't know anything about any of those shows. I'm very open, you know what I mean? I'm going to take whatever life is throwing at me, and as long as it's not something like Real World, I think I'm open to it.
Well, let me let you know, Miranda, you are here with America's favorite player, Nicole from Big Brother. That is, kind of like how it's always so great to get Nicole's insight on, this game versus the game that she played on Big Brother. Because a lot of people call, the circle like a mix of Big Brother meets social media in a way. So
I see that a lot. Big Brother meets, Black Mirror meets this, meets... Let's go.
Well, then, speaking of that, let me ask you this question from Rachel wants to know, let's start with, would you go on the circle again? If they asked you, Miranda, come back, we want you to come on again, would you do it?
Oh, yeah, I probably would. I would do things a lot differently, I think.
Okay, and she also then wants to know if you could play as a pair, because we've seen this on reality TV shows too, where people play as, like a couple or a pair. Who would you want to be paired up with and why?
Paired up with, you mean like one of my other castmates from the circle?
Let's do one of your other castmates from the circle and then anybody. You can pick anybody, but let's do a circle one as well.
I mean, probably Joey, not just because he won. He's such an inspiration and a motivation to just keep the energy up all the time and spreading the love and staying positive. So I think he would be obviously, great to go in with. Or Ed's mom, because she would just be fun to shoot things.
Was she fun? Was that fun?
She would use a lot of emojis.
Oh my God.
She would use a lot of emojis. I was going to say yes, and you play with Joey, and then you get to do things like have Joey make cakes around you, and do
him on an episode of Nailed It.
Yes.
Well, he will not do it, and do not ask him, Miranda. We try. We tried to ask Joey what other shows he would do. None is the answer. Only acting. He is an actor, and he will act. No, we absolutely, of course, love Joey. Go ahead, Nicole.
Absolutely. Oh, I was just going to say, in regards to, if you were to go back on the show, whether it be the season you were just on, or if you were to go back, Skuskiba wants to know, did you ever consider being a catfish? And if so, what would your persona be?
Before the show, like me going into the show, I didn't consider it at all. I'm very confident in my personality and my story and my life and the person that I am. So it didn't even, come across my mind. But now if I were to go back, I probably would be a catfish. I would probably, still keep some of my personality traits, but, not be as flirtatious. And I'd probably be an old person.
Ooh.
Everybody's taking this is what Nicole said, and I thought this was a crazy idea. Now, why do you feel that being an old person would help you in that game?
I mean, besides the fact, I feel like, everybody loves a sweet old lady, it's really, really hard and really disrespectful for someone to be mean to a sweet old lady. So I think it would be to an advantage to be someone, older and that's had more life experiences, and they would probably want to listen to their advice or take their advice more seriously than they would a tattooed 26-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and Nicole came right down to like, I think you said, Nicole, you wanted to like mess up the words, be like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
having trouble
like
texting.
don't write LOL or JK, like actually write out like I'm laughing right now, or I'm just kidding, and have people really buy in that, oh, she doesn't know how to text.
Really though.
I'm
Really.
laughing out loud.
That's when Joey and I had our little sexting scene there, and he said, will you come shave my back? At that point, I was like, this isn't Joey. Like, this could definitely be a catfish, or this is an old person that doesn't know how to sex, or how does someone my age not know what the eggplant emoji is?
Right?
This is definitely an old person. Like, there's no way that this guy, this Italian tanning, pasta eating muscle guy, doesn't know what the eggplant emoji was. And he really just didn't, unfortunately.
The purple guy, he called it.
I don't know what scene you're talking about, Miranda. I blocked that out. I blocked out all scenes.
Her, Eric.
I got a question from JP wants to know, was there any point since the game ended, I guess, that you logged into social media and instinctively felt the need to talk strategy? So I guess he's kind of saying, like, did you need to get like your circle filled to go get on social media and kind of talk to people about the game and strategy and what happened?
No, not really. I didn't really feel like that at all. You mean like as soon as I was done filming and I was allowed to go on my phone?
Yeah, I guess that's what he's saying. I think he just means like, did you miss the social media aspect of the game? I mean, I'm assuming, JP, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm assuming he means, did you just miss communicating with people via, social media, aka the circle, so that when the game was over, were you kind of excited to get back into being on social media?
Oh yeah, definitely. But I really enjoyed that cleanse, you know what I mean, from my mind. Yep. It made me realize like, wow, I really don't need social media as much as I was drawn to it every single day, all day. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it kind of changed my views on it as well. I just didn't feel like it was as necessary in life. And of course, don't trust everybody on the internet.
Yep.
But now that, I've gained, a lot more followers, or a lot of people that, want to get at me on Instagram, I have to be there so much more again, so that didn't last long. The not being on social media didn't last long, because now I have to be on there as much as I can throughout the day.
Yeah, but I mean, social media can be good, or I think social media can be used for good or bad, and I think it is the people. It's easy to. I know people think it's hard. I'm sure it's overwhelming at first, but it is easy to surround yourself with good people on social media. It may be a day or a couple, or for people like you two on a reality TV show, a week or two of muting and blocking and muting and blocking, but eventually you can get there where you're going to log in and like, oh, I love these people. I can talk and share my thoughts. I mean, I think that is the good part of social media anyway.
Oh, I agree. Absolutely. Again, like, I feel so thankful that people feel comfortable with me to reach out and share their stories about, foster care and their rough upbringings. I feel thankful that I can relate to people on that or help them in any way possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Do you mind if I ask questions?
Yes, no, go for it.
I'm ready. So a lot of people are asking this, but I'm going to take it from Jess M. Did you watch The Circle UK prior to going into The Circle?
So when I was told about, I didn't know anything about The Circle, the UK version, when someone had mentioned that people were reaching out to find people to apply. And so when I hear a reality show, I'm like, I don't think I could do something. Most reality shows portray people as like trashy and people are always fighting or coming at one another. So I did check it out, but I didn't watch the full version. I kind of just got, what's the point of this game, and maybe skim through maybe 3 or so episodes, and then kind of just that's it. And so I went in a little blind, which might have been not the best thing.
I'm So, I mean, I would imagine maybe you're not allowed to answer this, but I'm assuming that before the show started, I mean, most reality shows kind of keep people together, or no, I mean, separate, and then, okay, now you're going in to start the show. So, I mean, did they not give you any of that stuff to watch? Like on Big Brother, they gave Nicole past seasons of Big Brother to watch before her show started.
No,
So they
they did
wanted.
not.
Sure, they didn't.
No, they
So
didn't.
they really
Hand to
didn't?
God, Eric. Hand to God, I did not.
Well, everybody else did, so that's interesting. So they didn't. I guess just my point
Outrage!
is,
This is a conspiracy!
I just find it interesting that they wouldn't like want you to have the history of the show before you played it. I guess is my point.
I'm sure they would have wanted us to. I think, well, they asked me, I think it was even before we were flown down as the finalist, if I had seen it at all. If I knew the concept or if I knew, a little bit of what was going on. And yeah, I said yes. I skimmed through it, so I wouldn't be going in completely blind, but probably should have watched the whole thing.
I saw Cheryl ask in chat. She wanted to know, can you explain what the tattoos mean on your arms?
So I get this question a lot, but it's a lot of these really don't mean anything at all. I mean, it means, I guess, I'm spontaneous, like I
Right.
mentioned on the show. So most of these are just, tattoo conventions or Sailor Jerry days. And I'll just go in and find something on the wall and go, that looks good. Where do you want to put it? Or I'll find an artist and they'll have passion for it, and I love when people have passion for wanting to put their art on my body. And I'll say, what's something that you want to do?
Mm.
And usually they're like, oh my gosh, I haven't gotten to do this drawing that I did. And so that's kind of just it. A lot of it just means, yeah, I guess I like art. I like to decorate myself.
That's awesome. This is not a question, this is just me. I absolutely love your tattoos. And deep down, you are my spirit animal, and that's what I aspire to look like.
Well, oh my God, I could not imagine Nicole with tattoos. I would
I
love
want
to
them
see.
so bad, and Miranda, yours are just so well done, and they're so nice. I love them.
Do you have any at all?
I don't.
You don't? What about you, Eric?
Well, I'm glad that you went, because this is why I was going to say you are such a better person than me, Miranda. I have a Blues Clues paw print that was gotten when I was drunk, and I regret it. And then I had like my wedding date put in it. That didn't help. I have like a few other ones in hidden places, but my point is, I got one same as you. Most of them had meaning, but then I just like the design of this one certain one. So I got it on my leg, and it was back in the day when I worked for MTV. And I remember going up in front of the room and people like, Eric, what's that tattoo mean? And I would go, it means love fades. Because I was like deep. I was like in my early 20s. I'm like, it means love fades. This girl stands up in front of everyone and goes, it means ox. Actually means ox. And then for the rest of my time, 2 years working at MTV, everyone called me ox. So don't lie, Miranda. You handled that question brilliantly. Just be like, I like the way it looked. That's what I should have said. No, I lied.
Yeah.
Does anyone get to call you Ox now?
No, you do not.
Yes, we do.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a question from Lost and King Cruz. Ooh, maybe this is a little shady question. Lost and King Cruz says, who does Miranda think was overrated or underwhelming from her cast?
Huh. I would have to say, I would say overrated was probably no hard feelings here. Antonio was probably a little overrated for me, especially because I was super disappointed he couldn't teach me how to poach an egg. Like, I was so dedicated.
Mm-hmm.
And then underrated, I guess maybe Mercedes. I don't know. It's tough feeling some type of way when you're in the circle and then rewatching everything and seeing how much more was behind it, or what they were really saying and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, also the Adam Alex, like him and I didn't get to have too many conversations, and there's also a lot of conversations they didn't show, but Yeah, he was too much for me. I couldn't do that.
So, in that regard, Cheryl is asking, is there anyone that you're not close to after the show, whether it be because of location or personality?
No, not really, honestly. Again, like we all have our circle group chat, and which is amazing, but probably the people I keep in touch with most are, Seaburn and I like to go live together, which is fun. Joey, Sammy, Chris, but other than that, I guess not a lot of us talk as much as often outside of that circle chat. So
Wait, where do you and Shuby go live? Like on an Instagram go live?
it's me and Seaburn.
Oh, you and Seaburn,
Me and
but
Seaburn.
on like
But
Instagram.
Instagram, yeah. And
Oh,
Joey and I
cool.
did our first live the other night, and it was ridiculous.
Oh my God, that must be absolutely amazing. To that same point, Lost and Confused on the flip side of that wanted to know, was there anybody whose opinion of them that you had changed after you got to meet them face to face? Because, I think something that Nicole and I were a little bit upset with, you were out early. But you still, I feel like we're part of that main cast and the
Yeah.
main group of people, at least for us. But we never got to really watch you learn about Seaburn, or you kind of get to have a lot of moments in that finale. So what was it like for you, for starters? Seeing the people face to face after, were people the way you thought that they were going to be?
I mean, yeah, kind of. I mean, it's weird. So the first time I met Sean, was right before the finale, and I was just confused. I didn't realize that she was using the different photos. I didn't get to see that other side of her. And so my view of her was kind of like, oh, this is going to be some stuck up girl who, looks like her photos. And I think that was the most surprising and most like rewarding feeling, to know how amazing of a person she was, just on her own. But, and I think Chris too. So for me, I did not like Chris when I was in the circle, but I'm like, oh my gosh, like if he's a catfish, he's using this to advantage. He can say whatever he wants to say and no one's going to take it the wrong way, because he's so out there. He's so, but then I got to chat with him for quite a while, after the circle, face to face. And I literally was like, wow, he really is who he was. What a great energy. What a great person. So that was a good confirmation for me to be like, okay, he wasn't just playing. He's really this obnoxiously amazing.
I have to say, oh, and maybe when you talk to Chris, Miranda, you can help us out. He's the only one not replying to me.
Oh,
Chris, I'm your gay, Chris.
Chris, what are you doing?
What are you doing? I know, I understand. I'm not Sia, Chris.
I know, so crazy.
How amazing was that?
So amazing. It warmed all of our hearts. We were all just like, and I don't think he saw it. We put it in, in our circle chat, and he was just like, oh my gosh, I'm trembling. Like, where is this? Where do I go? And Sia is an amazing person herself. She's always doing things for other people, and he so deserves it.
Yeah. I mean, she does that a lot for the Survivor players. She always, like, when she watches a season of Survivor, if she feels someone had, like, a great story that didn't win or whatever, she'll always do that. So I like to see it spilling over into other reality TV shows. Not Big Brother. Sorry, Nicole.
I'm going to have to watch this afterwards. I feel honored I'm with Nicole from Big Brother.
Aww.
Yeah. Oh, you need to go watch some Nicole Big Brother. It's a good season.
Oh, boy.
Go ahead, Nicole. Did you, go ahead.
In regards to that, like you were talking about, like meeting Sean and whatnot, obviously with the exception of yourself, is there anybody that you wish you would have seen longer, whether it be in the game or as a fan watching afterwards? Like, do you wish to see Alana go further, or Bill?
It's tough. I mean, I would have liked to see, Mercedes go longer, just because I really enjoy her even outside of the circle. She's such a great person. But maybe Bill, when I watch it, like Bill didn't get much of a chance.
Yeah.
So I feel like he was in and out. So
out.
to see him, go longer to see what he could actually do. Yeah. Poor Bill. Hey, Bill. But yeah, that's probably, I guess, the only person I would have thought would have gone longer. I think I feel bad for Alana too because she really didn't get much of a chance. They kind of just judged her, you know, by a book by its cover. But I don't think the Skinny Queens chat helped her much either.
Yeah.
So, and I don't, fans didn't really take to that, and nobody really understood it. So it would have been entertaining to see what else she would have brought forward, but I still don't know if she would have made it very far.
Yeah, she kind of played into her own stereotype, which was a little unfortunate to see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, should we be giving her a second chance? I know Joey said she's a wonderful person in real life. I was like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, we on everybody.
I say yes.
Yeah, I mean, everyone deserves a second chance.
Sure, you're correct. Yep. They do.
Yeah, but I just don't know what she would do differently.
Yeah. Right, but my point is I feel like we all know Alana's in our life, and I don't just see her coming out and being like, I have had an epiphany and realized why that is, not appropriate to say, and I've turned a new leaf.
Yeah, I think she still just defends why she said it,
Correct. Big mistake. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I still haven't changed my mind to reach out to her yet. Nicole's trying to convince me. I was like,
I want to reach out to everybody. I love everybody. You know this.
All right. Well, someone who Nicole loves, Angie, has a question. Angie wants to know, has being on the show changed any of your life goals?
I don't know. It's really hard when I think about my future because I'm very open and there's always 1,000 things that I want to do. But as far as thinking of life goals, has it changed? No, I guess it's kind of just motivated me more. This has given me a bit more of a boost of a confidence. So I don't know. It makes me want to go after things harder, or makes me feel like I can now.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love that.
Yeah, what the hell I want to do with my life. So help.
I'm right there with you. Don't you worry.
All right.
I mean, on that, just because we're talking about it now, usually we end with this a lot, but our town always likes to ask, is there anything that you learned about yourself coming out of this experience that you didn't know about yourself before you played this game?
Can't think of anything that comes to mind right now that I learned about myself. I learned that I don't like being confined to a room in a little box that's 115 degrees. No, I mean, I've learned that I'm very in touch with my feelings, and I should probably not be so in touch with my feelings. But no, I mean, no, nothing comes to mind.
I mean, Nicole and I felt bad for you guys. It was very clear that this was a place with no air conditioning.
Yeah.
We saw you guys had like those portable fans everywhere that you went with like the little portable fans.
I can't even on all the time because of sound, so they were hardly ever on.
I mean, I'm gonna say for me, speaking on behalf of myself, this has nothing to do with Miranda. I'm just saying my comment is, you're Netflix, let them have air conditioning.
I agree.
It's Netflix, get some AC up in there.
I know you can afford it.
I would have opened the freezer in my apartment. I would have been wafting the freezer out. I would have had the fan at the freezer. And speaking of that, I know, I saw a few people ask this in chat before. They wanted to know, were you allowed to pick your food? Like, we saw a lot of you guys making these, nice meals. I know on Big Brother, Nicole, I think, they would make lists of stuff they wanted to eat in a week, I believe. But how did it work for you with food? Were you allowed to request it?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was really awesome. They were very, very accommodating. We could pretty much just make a list of whatever we wanted, and they would always pretty much get everything. As long as it was being sold, they would get it for you.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. I was so bummed because I make the best homemade chocolate chip cookies. Hands down. I will say that. And I wanted to make it since day one for everyone in the cast, to show them I wanted to do something for them, and have them deliver it to their door. And they kept saying,
that's so cool.
Next day. And then the day I got eliminated, the morning of, they got me all the ingredients and the measuring cups, and then I was gone. So no one got my cookies. And I was
that would be so interesting to see if you guys could bake for each other or draw something for each other or just send each other different that's a very awesome thing they could implement in future seasons. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I am curious. What is the secret to a Miranda chocolate chip cookie?
I think it's the secret most is just it's made with so much love, and I do it by hand. I never use a mixer. I do it all.
Okay.
Um,
I feel like this needs to be an Instagram video, or I don't know if you have plans to do, like, I know a lot of people come up and want to do, like, YouTube videos. I feel like Miranda's chocolate chip cookies should be a video somewhere.
But I also think there should be a cookie off between Miranda and my man Ovi from Big Brother. Competition show. Yeah, he makes, I would argue, because I haven't tasted yours yet, Miranda, the best cookies ever.
Oh, okay. Send them on. I'm going to send them out. Let's make this happen as soon as possible.
And
Yes.
I believe his cookies went to charity. I believe like he auctioned all, like the cookie recipe was like so people wanted. I know he did stuff. I think he did it with charity for it. I would like to say then, volunteer to be a tester.
Got it.
Me too. Me too.
I like it. We've got something going, guys.
I would like.
Yeah.
And then look, Miranda, Nicole and I can dole out these influencer badges on our show. So, I'm just saying you're winning for me already. I don't want to tell Ovi, but I haven't even tasted the cookie yet, and I'm going to go with Miranda might be winning this one a little bit.
I'm a texture person, so I got to always make sure all my food is texture perfect, so it matters.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know. Miranda is winning with me, Nicole. I like.
I want some cookies. What are you guys doing to me?
I know, I'm starving.
I want them too now.
I have one last question. Is it like a more crispity cookie or is it a more soft cookie?
Did you say crispity?
Yeah, crispity.
Crispy.
I feel like it has a very good balance. They are a thicker cookie,
Okay.
Oh.
and a lot of chocolate chips. Yeah, they're not. I would say they're not crispy. They like
Okay.
off and they just melt in your mouth.
All right. I don't know how we make this happen, but we have to figure out a way to make it happen.
It's happening. I'm already scheduling it in my brain, so.
Good, I love it.
Big Brother Craze wants to know, why did you pick Mercedes, and were you shocked to find that she was a catfish?
I picked Mercedes from being that little spy because, again, I felt her and I's humor were very similar. And she was someone who I felt wasn't tiptoeing around questions, which I could already tell a lot of people were. Mm-hmm. And so I could really feel and appreciate her honesty. So I was like, this is someone I feel I can connect with. We both had very dirty minds and very, honest opinions. So I was like, boom, she's got to be my girl.
Okay.
In that regard, in making connections, one of the chat questions is like, do you think it was unfair that Ed has mom there? Like 2 people in one room?
Yes and no. Just because like when I watch them, I'm kind of just like, you didn't really have an advantage with her. I love Tammy so much, but I don't think she knew what she was doing, a lot of the times with the conversations because it was so many young people,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess not. Maybe a disadvantage. Probably he was more irritated having his mom living with him in the same apartment.
Yeah. I don't know if you can answer this question, but a lot of people were asking. I'm going to take it from Kathy Hernandez wants to know, are you able to say if you guys were really living next door to each other? Because to us, like on the edit, you guys were always like right on top of each other. When there would be deliberations, and Nicole and I would even be like, how are they not hearing each other?
Yeah, a lot of them were loud.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know where everybody else's room is, they don't really take you there. But I mean, it's a huge building. You see that building. And there's so much behind it. We have so many rooms that are, a yoga room or a gym room and stuff. So I think they probably spread everybody out pretty well.
Yeah.
Because if I was close to Joey, there's no way I wouldn't hear him screaming all the damn time. There's no way.
That's what I was saying. And plus the reactions too. Like whenever someone's going to the room to like meet somebody and then everyone has that moment where like they jump and look I'm like, clearly that's a PA being like, knock, 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 not coming in your room.
I know. I literally, there was a couple times when I knocked and I was like, I swear I heard a knock. They're like, no, you didn't. I'm like, going crazy already? Like,
Uh-huh. And what was, oh, and Nicole, I remembered what your question was. I'm going to ask your question for you, Nicole.
Okay.
The hallway of lights.
Yes.
Obviously, that's just a special effect hallway. That's not like really what all your hallways look like in that room, right? It was just
there are a few that do, but yes, it's not lit up all the way completely throughout the
yeah.
whole building.
I want a hallway like that in my house. I want to be
Me
able to like
too.
get up in the morning and walk to the bathroom and like do my slow motion
Right.
walk.
Yeah.
Silk robe just gliding through your house.
And I'd be like, here I go, I'm going through. Well, we are almost running out of time. I cannot believe an hour has gone by so quick. We have a few more questions I just
I
want
have
to
a
take.
really good one.
Okay, go ahead.
From chat. They asked, if you had been an influencer the day you were blocked, who did you want to block?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, right?
Oh my gosh, now I'm like, I gotta like train back to think of who was there. So if I would have become an influencer, which I was so far away from being,
Oh.
I'm someone different who I would have been probably strategizing to get rid of someone who I felt was an actual threat.
Mhm.
I would have gotten rid of someone who I felt, like, and to be honest, I might have gotten rid of Shuby just with my, strategic mind of being an influencer. I felt he was just a big threat to a lot of people. Just because he was so sweet and innocent and every single person loved him. Like, how could you not? Like Sammy said, he squishes my heart. Like, you didn't have to get to know him. In his photos, you're like, I love this guy.
Mhm.
So you would have taken a more tactical approach.
I would have taken a more tactical approach, yes. I probably wouldn't have been liked for it. It probably would have hurt me again, in the end for getting rid of someone that was so loved. But yeah, I would have been more tactical with it.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
I want to go back because this was something that I think a lot of us were kind of confused about when we were watching, and you have got this from a bunch of people. When you went to see Joey, like after you had been blocked and Joey was the one that you chose to go see, you seemed very like apologetic to him and like, oh, it's okay, I'm sorry, I feel bad, Joey. What was there something that we didn't see? Or like,
well, I was convinced. So the little game Sammy and I had, trying to get the dirty emoji. For some reason in my head, I felt, oh, he didn't save me because Sammy probably was like, Miranda wanted to start this little skeevy game, to see who can get a bad emoji first. So in my head, I'm like, he didn't save me because he knows I was just trying to, play these silly games and get him to flirt, and I wasn't genuine, or I thought he knew about the game, and I thought that's what was hurting me. So I went there thinking, okay, Sammy told him that I wanted to start this game and have this little competition. So I wanted to make sure he knew that everything I was saying was real and I wasn't just trying to get an emoji out of him. The feelings and the connection were real. So that's where that
now, when you and Sammy were talking to each other and thinking, okay, we're going to come up with this game, in that moment, did you have a moment of like, oh, I'm bored, this is going to be a lot of fun? Or were you kind of like, oh man, this could go south and get me into trouble?
Oh, absolutely. I was like, I really don't think I want to do this, because
if
some girl came at me saying the same thing, I'd be like, I'm sorry, what? But again, thankfully, it didn't seem like she took it in the wrong way, and we got to have a little fun with it. But yeah, I definitely was very hesitant. I was like, this can go, there's no in between. It's either going good or it's going bad. So I was just going to roll the dice.
And that was what, Eric and I had said. We were sitting there like, oh my gosh, why are you adding a competition to a competition? Like, we were screaming at the TV.
Oh no.
Don't believe me.
I mean, we 100% were doing that. I thought Nicole was going to own up to saying that you cheated in the game, Miranda.
So, it's funny. Yeah, no, I feel the same way, but I would have been satisfied with even the chili pepper. You know what that means? Mm-hmm. But it was felt that I needed to get the actual, eggplant. So I didn't know how to go through there. So I still feel like, even though I didn't get the eggplant, in his mind, the eggplant and the chili pepper were the same thing.
Right.
So I still
set him up perfectly.
Or not. I just had to be like, okay, now give me this, type of thing. But I agree with you. You know what I mean? Sammy probably felt the same way. She was like, that's not fair. And I don't think they showed that part. And she was like, girl, what you mean? Like, you pretty much forced it out of him. But I'm like, he
But you
used the
still got
chili
it.
the same intentions, The
Mhm.
chili pepper was just as intentional as the eggplant.
The little purple
now-
man.
The little purple guy. Like, I'm glad I did that competition because you know how many people lose their shit about the little purple guy? Like,
Oh my god. Go ahead, Nicole. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say, so now obviously Joey won, and you can't pick yourself. If Joey had not won, who you as Miranda the player and you as Miranda the fan, whether they're one and the same, who would you like to have seen win?
I think Sammy. Yeah, just because, I mean, she's so respectable in so many ways that she's still herself. She works with kids on the spectrum, and she's such a powerful woman. And, also, just very beautiful. So, I mean, I think a lot of people, deserved it in their own ways. Every single person of that top 5, but I would have liked to see her win too. But she did win fan favorite, so she did get a little something, which was awesome.
And I should let everyone know that Sammy will be here live with us tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So make sure that you guys come back here tomorrow night. 2 more questions. Do you feel, a lot of people were asking this too, do you feel that there is anyone or anything anyone could have done to penetrate that original group? So, meaning like the original peoples, or anything that you or the people that came in after that original group, in your opinion, is there anything that you guys could have done to get in better with them? Or did you just kind of feel like
original bond?
Right.
Yep.
I really don't think there is, because again, if I was in that position, I'd probably do the same thing. I would probably want to hold the ones close that were in there from the beginning. And they say that a lot throughout it when it comes to ratings and everything like that. They're like, well, they've been there since day one. Well, that's not our choice. All of us wanted to be in there since day one.
Yep.
And so, yeah, no, I really don't think there was anything we could have done.
I want to know, Nicole, if you'd like to ask the last question. I'll do it. I like making Nicole uncomfortable.
I know.
What's going
You
on?
made me so uncomfortable. Okay, so our last question, here it comes from Harmony, is shag, marry, kill. And the 3 options are Ed, Bill, and Shuby.
Shag, marry, kill.
And shag, which I didn't know when I played this game, means, like knocking boots.
Okay, so wait, who is it? It's Ed, it's Bill, who is a Liam to us, and Shuby.
Right off the bat, I'm going to kill Shuby because he didn't save me.
Okay.
Good approach.
So, sorry, Shuby, you didn't save me, so I can't save you here.
Mm-hmm.
And then shag and marry, probably shag Bill. That's a good-looking guy. Bill's a good-looking guy, and he didn't look anything like his profile picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I saw him in person, I was like, who are you?
I thought he looked so much more like Adam's profile picture.
Yes.
And
really,
it confused me.
Why did you use a better photo? Like, you're a good-looking guy. That was
flattering
for you to use. Yeah, and then I'd probably marry Ed just because I love his personality. Almost very, similar personality to Joey. He's just loud and obnoxious. And
So you know what this means?
What?
Eric already has a feud with you because you kissed his man Joey. Mm-hmm. He dumped Joey and picked Ed, and now you're saying you're getting with Ed. So you're just...
No, that is fine, Miranda. That is fine. I have a feeling Ed doesn't want me either.
No, I have a feeling Ed doesn't want me, honey, so he's all yours.
No, as soon as Ed came on, I literally looked at Nicole and went, Joey who? But it's fine. I've been married for forever. It really doesn't matter.
And I'm going to die alone. We established this.
Maybe Miranda can get you with Ed and me. Oh, no, maybe not. I just feel like we need another reality person for Nicole. We haven't figured out who yet. But Miranda, We love that you took an hour out of your day
Yes.
to come here and talk to your fans. Everyone in chat wants you to know how much that they love you. I'm going to, we're going to like get your socials and where people can follow you and stuff like that in a second. But first, I wanted to give you full screen to say whatever it is that you want to say to everyone who is here tonight to see you live. So, Miranda, the floor is yours.
All I guess I want to say is I appreciate every single one of you who reaches out to me. And I really do my best to try to get back to every single one of you. But I really do. I just love the love, and thank you for sharing your stories with me. And I'll do my best to get back to every single one of you.
Perfect. I love it. Now, where do you want people, speaking of, them reaching out to you, where do you prefer people reach out to you? Do you use Instagram, Twitter? Like, where do you prefer people to contact with you on social media?
I use Instagram more, and the platform that's given to me is much easier to filter through messages and keep control over them. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Instagram is the best way to get a hold of me if you want to chat.
And now tell people your Instagram.
I am Randy Bananas.
Okay. And on Twitter, what's your Twitter handle?
It's Miranda_DePanda.
Now, I will put the links below this show. We will make sure we will add them in on all the social medias when we post this show out after, so that you guys can continue to follow Miranda. I know we couldn't get to all of your guys' questions, so tweet them to her. Make sure you're following her on social media. Ask away. And thank you again so much, Miranda, for taking time to come and talk to your fans today.
Thank you. This really was a pleasure for me. I'm honored.
Likewise, Miranda, honestly, like just you opening up about your story and not getting to know, but getting to know you more outside of the game. You are a very relatable, likable, like amazing human being. And I respect you a lot.
Oh, thank you. I respect you guys too, and I can't wait to watch Big Brother.
Yay! Thank you guys so much in the chat room. We'll see you guys all back here tomorrow night. Don't forget to click around the TV Co-app. Check out all of the Circle content from your favorite reality TV stars, and we will see you guys all tomorrow. Bye for now, everybody. Bye, guys. Bye. That about wraps up our show with Miranda. I hope that you guys loved it. Make sure that you are following us on TV Co. I'm at Reality Recaps. Follow Nicole at Nicole Anthony, so that you guys can be alerted every time that we go live with these shows. We have Sammy on tomorrow, then Seaburn, then Chubby, then Chris, Karen. We have so many more of your favorite Circle house guests will be here, so make sure that you are watching live in the TV Co-app so that you can interact with chat, ask your questions, and more. Of course, you can get this show after it's been live over on our website, as well as all of our other content on our website from your favorite reality TV shows, Big Brother, The Bachelor, what other Amazing Race. I'm having a brain fart. What's the one with the drag queens? Who am I talking to? There's no one here. RuPaul's Drag Race. Lots of shows. They're all over there. Check them out is my point. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, thumbs up and subscribe. Hit the bell. Leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast provider, 5-star rating and a nice review is super helpful too. Sharing the show on social media, liking, subscribing, sharing with your friends, all of that. Such a great free way to help support our shows, and we appreciate it so much. It's what keeps these shows going. Of course, you can always become a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron for access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, weekly shows just for patrons. Of course, the after shows with some of the house guests are in our patron group as well. That's where we talk about the stuff we can't talk about on the live shows. You could also do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. Until the next show, we'll see you guys later. Bye for now, everybody. Bye.